Dream. I dare you. I dare you to think beyond your demands. Demand a purpose. Be the purpose. Be determined. Be excited. Be who you are. There are no limits. Go beyond the stars. Make a difference. Just dream. I dare you.
Tell us what we need to know. Speak up. Whether it's beneficial information or essential to our lives, scripts or monologues, even poetry or rhymes, give us some food for thought, for we hungry for the drive. And in return, we supply you with feedback. Therefore, you and I both nourish the drive inside of us. Speak now or never. Either that or remain a cloud of dust. Some of us are here to speak. Inspirational quotes to sustain your focus, keep you from holding pieces, dropping out and off the streets. That's somebody's story, what's yours? Speak now or hold your peace.
Speak now or never. This is Open Mic TV, a show for the unspoken and outspoken. I'm your host, Fennell Wilkins. Open Mic TV is all about real-life documentaries, celebrity spotlights, and of course, spoken word. I'm a poet, and I know it. On today's episode, it's about a life that was taken unfairly, and the mother is here to tell her child's story. Here's today's spotlight.
In 2013, Bethune-Cookman University welcomed hip-hop legend Dougie Fresh to Daytona Beach, Florida. It was the university's homecoming. The legend showed the crowd fireworks and a performance like no other. After the show, Open Mic TV had the chance to talk with Dougie Fresh about his personal endeavors and his performance. To be here at the great Bethune-Cookman University.
Oh, I'm honored to be here. I didn't know what to expect when I came here, but now it's greater than I thought. And it was great when I first thought, but now it's greater. So you may have to change the name to greater. That's right, And it was a lot of fun. I felt like the people and the energy here was just so good.
During the interview, Open Mic TV learned that the legend is the owner of the new Harlem restaurant named Dougie's.
I have a restaurant in Harlem, and we hire people from the community and, people who have skills, and then we don't deal with classes and ages and races. And you're a white cat from the community, and, we good with you. You come on in, and if you got skills, we're going to use you, But, we use a lot of people from the community.
It's Nell D, and that was today's Spotlight.
Reggae lovers. Free, they gotta figure the way they gotta free, they gotta figure the way they gotta. As we go, a little something like this. Hit it!
Strange fruit rotting, maggots, flies, hollowed carcass, missing eyes. Can't you see? It's no surprise. Black boy dies, police clan lies. Dreams of stardom of this young knight, a passion for fashion he'd set his sight. Twinkled bright, but fright had dimmed his light. Of what remains, his melanin the plight. Dreams were chased like MLK. What exactly happened that dreadful day? Tuskegee experimented, skin shone gray. To a mother's grief, what can you say? To what's the cost of a young life? Career unfinished, no kids, no wife. Unheard screams, the pain, the strife. Body licked clean by a butcher's knife. Yea, though he slept in the valley of death, of flowers he dreamt with his last breath. Flowers watered by tears, but she rose to attest every irony of flowers, putting her seed to rest.
Could it be the partner? Could it be the friend? Could it be the California Highway Patrolman? Could it be somebody random? Who could it be? Could it be some psycho person that does this to strange people in a strange land? Have no idea. All I know is that after 74 days of not hearing anything from my son, no communication, the police and deputies are investigating and searching and looking, they can't find him. Poof! I don't know where he shows up on the side of the road, a mile and a half away from where he disappeared from, by two joggers.
Atlanta native Iris Flowers is a mother in pain for her late son, Ryan Singleton. Also known as Shots the Model, like many upcoming stars, Singleton chased his dream anywhere an opportunity could take him. Sadly, July 2013, the 24-year-old's life came to an end after his body was found in Baker's, California's desert. His mother, Iris Flowers, feels incomplete because she doesn't know what happened to her son and has reached out to Open Mic TV to share her story.
Ryan Singleton was a gentle giant, and he was a strong believer in doing things the right way and not afraid of trying to do things if he had an idea he wanted to do it.
Ryan Singleton was born January 22nd, 1989. At Grady Memorial Hospital. Singleton is one of two children to Iris Flowers. Singleton was born on a Sunday during a Super Bowl kickoff.
The best baby you could have. He was a vampire. He would sleep all day and wake up at night.
As a child, Singleton was very quiet. He was also very attentive, comical, and humble.
He caught on just like that. He could memorize things, very flexible with his body.
From the time he began preschool until he graduated from Avondale High School, Singleton was an all-American student. He enjoyed reading, writing, and drawing. Flowers tells Open Mic TV that he was only 2 when he drew his first picture.
The earliest memory I have of him drawing a picture was of a commercial that came on TV. It was a duck. It was a cleanser that you used to clean the toilet with, some kind of toilet duck thing, but he drew it.
Even though Singleton was an all-American boy during his youth, he dealt with his insecurities too. Flowers shared with us one of Singleton's pet peeves.
Mom, I want to be the color of you and my brother. Huh? What about the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, the colors, the shapes, the numbers? What is this coming from? Are you serious? What is this about? Color?
Like many dark-skinned African Americans, Singleton struggled to accept himself for who he was because he believed he wasn't good enough. He wasn't of lighter complexion like his mother, and it bothered him greatly.
But from that moment forth, I had to reach in and raise that self-esteem up so that he would use color as a barrier to stop him from getting anything in his life that he wanted. This is Ryan and his brother. This is his older brother, and this is Ryan. Brotherly love. Always love each other. And these are some family shots. This is his brother and he, when they made honor roll. His brother used to make honor roll, and I used to carry him as a little boy to see his brother accept his honor roll certificate. But when Ryan started kindergarten, from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, he was an honor student. At age 21, he decided, well, it's time for me to leave home. And I know if I go and tell Mom, it's going to crush her heart.
Ryan left Atlanta and moved to New Jersey to pursue his dream as a model, actor, producer, and writer. During his mission, he met and became friends with Antonio Faison and Jared Davis. The three got together and made their own production company, T5 Films. Flowers tells Open Mic TV, Singleton identified his hometown Atlanta as the Chitlin Circuit.
When Ryan got to New Jersey with the guys, they had to supply their own needs and wants. So Ryan got a job as a waiter, as a dancer, and then finally as that model that he wants to do.
Singleton was getting close to his dreams faster than he expected. Once his modeling gigs became a big demand, he decided to quit his waiting and dancing job. Later, he and his production team relocated.
So they decided that they would leave New York and go to California, to Los Angeles. Wow, really? So they packed up everything in a U-Haul van and drove from New York to California.
And the rest is history. Once they were residing in California, Singleton and his team attended red carpet events and rode in parades with politicians. Doors kept opening for the ambitious rising star, that he and his team were always on the move.
They made it to Los Angeles and went through all of those, and finally here comes another big break. They meet some people that are filming a film out in Los Angeles, and they come and get them because they're videographers now. They're filming stuff and got the camera equipment, so they're hired as the production company. They formed a little production company, and they go to film this movie called Black November.
Black November became a success. Singleton and his crew had the opportunity to leave Los Angeles and travel to Atlanta and New York to present the movie to the United Nations. Flowers tells Open Mic TV that after Singleton left Atlanta to pursue everything, she and Singleton didn't reunite until Labor Day 2012.
So he left with the team to go and take the film, and then the team came back and Ryan wasn't with them. He left the team, deserted them in New York, and I don't know what happened.
Singleton was so determined to make it to the top. Iris Flowers, his mom, like any parent, worried about certain sacrifices he made.
So from September 2012 until December 2012, I had no idea where my child was at. December 26, 2012, social media, I was alerted that my son had just got married to a male in New York, twice his age.
Singleton was 23 years old. Flowers tells Open Mic TV, according to her sources, Singleton met his partner during the production of Black November. His mate was a producer of the film as well.
Looking for eye candy or something, So I don't know what he did to persuade my son to go with him, but whatever he did, it worked. Because he left the team. He abandoned, in September 2012, he abandoned ship. Nobody knew where he was at until December 2012 when it was plastered all over social media that he had gotten married. He never once told me he was gay. He never showed me anything that he was gay. Growing up, there were more females than I could count.
Flowers confessed, had her son Ryan Singleton came out about being gay, she would have been alright with it. Also, she admitted nobody from Singleton's side of the family was invited to the wedding. Flowers believes Singleton sold himself to the devil, and she was more furious because her new son-in-law was twice her son's age.
Once I saw the reception pictures after they were married, I became worried. My son didn't look very happy.
A month after being married, Singleton warned his mother not to tell any of his close friends about the news. One day, at a yawning 2 a.m. in the morning, Singleton made an emergency phone call to his mother.
He said, "Mom, I can't take it anymore." "What can't you take, son? Where are you? What's going on? What's happening? Son, what is it that you can't take?" "I can't take my marriage."
The marriage was merely 2 months in. Singleton and his husband got evicted from their New York residence, and Singleton contacted his mother, who would never lead him wrong. 2 months later, Singleton and his husband went to Atlanta for Easter. Now, Flowers was at ease. Flowers shared with Open Mic TV that she stayed cordial with the husband for her son's sake.
Okay, how are you? I'm his mother. I love you. And I'm trying to be as nice as I can. I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking to myself, I really don't like you. You're older than my son. I feel like you have molested my child and taken advantage of him. But if my son really made this decision, then I have to go along with it. But right now, all alerts are on. And I'm watching everything I can watch from a magnifying glass. I'm listening, I'm watching, and I don't see what I need to see with a couple that has just gotten married and they're supposed to be so in love. I see my son following behind him, doing whatever this guy's telling him to do and stuff and all this, you know. I'm like, okay, this is not the son that I know. So I am about to take a ride to a transit station where I last saw my son, Ryan Singleton, alive in July 2013. He asked for a ride to the transit station so that he could go to the airport and get a flight to Las Vegas, he told me, but in actuality he ended up in Los Angeles, California with friends.
After making a trip home to Atlanta, Singleton and his husband went their separate ways. Singleton stayed with his mom and his partner went back to New York. Singleton was hungry and tired and just wanted to be back home.
Okay, finally when he came to, after getting rest, he started making decisions. He told me, Mom, I'm committed to 2 projects in New York. I got to go back for 2 different projects, but I'm not staying. I'm coming right back.
He came right back. After Singleton completed his projects, he began job searching because his pride wouldn't allow him to stay unemployed. Flowers shared with us that it was difficult for Singleton to land a job.
So he's getting frustrated. I said, look, you can swim. You can be a lifeguard. Go and be a lifeguard for a community center, recreation center. Okay, bing, perfect.
Now employed, Singleton had ideas to begin his own production company. 4th of July 2013, after spending time with the family, Singleton surprised his mom once again.
Out of nowhere he comes and he says, can you give me a ride to the airport? Huh? A ride to the airport? For what? What are you going there for? I'm going to Las Vegas.
Flowers was hurt, once again, that her child wanted to leave. Singleton's reason for leaving to Las Vegas was to try out for a professional football team and had to be there the day after the 4th of July.
So I'm thinking that Ryan is going to Las Vegas to try for a football team when I found out that's not what happened.
Instead of flying to Las Vegas, he flew to Los Angeles to meet up with a friend. July 9th, 2013, Flowers called Singleton to wire him emergency money. That was the last time Flowers spoke to her son.
Wired the money to him, and then I tried to call him back to give him the code. He didn't answer the phone. I tried that for 30 minutes. So then he ends up traveling from Las Vegas on his way back to Los Angeles in a rental car. He comes out of Las Vegas and he ends up in this little town that everybody stops in to refuel, get refreshments, use the restroom, what have you, and then carry on from there to Los Angeles. When he gets hung up here in Baker, California, Death Valley, in the heat of the summer, and he goes missing.
His car broke down. 2 California patrol officers seen him on the highway at 2 p.m. Instantly, Flowers believes somebody hit her son upside the head and held him hostage. And it took 74 days for her to get a response.
Okay, so for 74 whole days, not only did I speculate, I had nightmares, I cried, I paced the floor, I called his cell phone with just leaving messages, anything I could think of, communicating with his spouse.
The day before he was reported missing, Singleton called his estranged husband. He told Flowers not to tell his mate anything. Flowers didn't want to get in between the relationship, but one day she received a phone call from her son's ex-partner.
Physically. Okay, so here I am stuck between these two guys, and I just told my child, don't want to be in the middle of nothing. He told me don't tell his partner what he was doing. But now I'm feeling kind of funny, so I'm like, well, he's not here. He's on the West Coast. The partner goes, what? He's on the West Coast? Oh my God, he could be in danger.
On September 22nd, Iris Flowers got a phone call from a California deputy about her son, Ryan Singleton, that changed her life.
We found Ryan. And I thought he was going to tell me Ryan was in jail, because that was the tone of the voice that he had. So, you know, I'm itsy-itsy on the edge of the seat. Okay, you found Ryan? Well, can you tell me this? Is Ryan alive or is he dead? Well, ma'am, Ryan is deceased.
Emotions flooded out. Flowers couldn't believe what she was hearing. When Singleton's body was found by two joggers on the side of the road in Bakers, California, his eyes and all his internal organs were gone.
Wait, somebody has killed my child in Baker, California and sold his organs for money.
The deputies told Flowers not to speculate, and they were treating the case as a homicide because a hole was in Singleton's head.
Well, ma'am, I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you very much. I appreciate you calling and telling me this. But somebody killed my child in Baker, California, in Death Valley.
Tonight, a Mapleton mother searches for answers about her son's death, including why internal organs were missing from his body. Fox 5's George Franco joining us from Control A with tonight's top story. George.
Deidre and Russ, 24-year-old Ryan Singleton left Metro Atlanta in early July to chase his dream of becoming an actor or model in Hollywood. Instead of dreams coming true, his mother is now living a nightmare, wondering about her son whose body turned up near one of the most inhospitable places on earth, Death Valley, California.
But you people in Baker, California, San Bernardino County, California, whatever California, who's doing this investigation in 2013, from September the 21st when you found him until today, know something. You've done 2 autopsies, you've done forensics, you have his backpack that you said you found in the rental car. You have both his cell phone records, you have his bank records, you know something.
Investigation to find out why he's dead.
The hardest part for me is not knowing, not getting any answers, and trying to get him home so we can bury him. I can't say I'm recovering because I don't know what really truly happened to him, but by my strong faith in God and Jesus Christ that I believe in, and a few people that really love me and stick by my side, that's the only way I'm making it.
And staying strong, Ryan Singleton became a victim of internal organ exchange, which has been going on in the African American community for quite a while now. Iris Flowers works at a daycare to calm her nerves and the patience of the death of her late son, Ryan Singleton. Ryan Singleton was a champion and wanted to reach for the stars because he believed he had the potential to change the world. This concludes today's episode of OMTV. I'm your host, Fennell Wilkins. Until next time.
How difficult is it for me to get through to these guys? It's now almost 9 months that they have found my son's remains and started investigations. And I'm getting ring around the roses, pass the baton, and wait, and we're not here on Fridays. What do I have to do to get back and find out what's going on with my son's case? Okay, well, this has been 9 months almost that this has happened to my son, and like Sir told me, he has been pushing the case back because other ones have been coming in, and he's putting other cases on top of his and not even looking at it, and he can't even answer questions that I know of my own.
Okay. I can give him this message now and ask him to give you a call so he can have a meeting.
And he never calls. I always have to end up calling back and never contact. Is there someone above Sergeant Newport that's there?
Do I have anybody above him?
Hold on. Let me see my notes. What are my notes at? Jim Cornell.
No, he's no longer with this division.
That's another thing. Every time I get somebody's name, someone is there, and then the next thing I know, the division has changed and it's somebody else. Okay.
What is your phone number so I can give this message to him and have him give you a call?
Okay, the phone number didn't come up with me ID when I didn't tell you.
That's a 404 number, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, let me write this down. I will give this message to him, okay?
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you. How much longer? How much longer? How much longer? Why, it has been almost 9 months. I could have made another child by now. Ugh.